Hey there, everyone. It's the end of January 2026. Let's do a channel update video for Let's Get On With It. Happy New Year. I forgot to do a channel update at the end of last year. I didn't remember that until January 16th. Was like, oh, I'm going to be doing 2 months of updates when I do the update. Yeah. The channel has entered a fallow period. Hellslave, I don't anticipate playing any more of that game. It didn't do enough to keep my interest moving forward. I ended on a breakpoint of I was gonna gather things to do some smithing, and yeah, I paid nothing for the game. Hellslave 1 was given away on Steam, so I got some good value out of it. I played through the Night Dive Studios remaster of System Shock 2. Did several playthroughs of that. I, I broadcasted that. I don't intend to do any more of those. So we're covered there. I have been playing some video games this year, but it's not stuff that I record or broadcast. Stardew Valley, I did a playthrough of 1.6. We're still in 1.6. I'm exploring some modded content, and I could see doing another run of that in the future, maybe with some editing, like having like weekly videos, like that's this week, and cutting out some stuff. Absalom, still exploring my thoughts and feelings on that. I did several hours of it with a friend, online multiplayer. The game is a solid recommend in single player and local multiplayer. But if you're doing online multiplayer, hmm. Mech Warrior 5 Mercenaries is actually something that does get broadcasted, just not by me. I'm a mono-monitored individual. I don't want to play the game windowed mode, want to focus on it full screen. That stuff gets uploaded to Haldemir and Rahal's YouTube channel. We completed our original like campaign telling the story of Mason throughout his life from 3015 into the clan invasion of the Shadows Korinsky DLC. And we had a YAML playthrough that we were doing before that huge DLC update dropped, which was broken due to everything. So we started a new one using yet another mech lab that's YAML, some coyote missions. We're playing on hard difficulty. We had an advanced start. We just did our fourth session, which Rahal will be uploading to this channel later on today. There will be playlists for you if you're interested in looking at that. I know all three. I've known everyone I'm playing with in the mech lance for over a decade. We've role played together, we've gamed together. I enjoy their company. It's been a delight to work alongside them. Mech Warrior 5 Mercenaries is really enjoyable in a multiplayer format, but not unmodded, because you need to get a mod for Mech Warrior 5 Mercenaries so that everyone who isn't the host has some reasonable functionality in the menus. It's wild to me that design as intended was that the host had to do so much heavy lifting in the menus. It's really important for a squad of 4 to be able to do shit. That said, it's a pretty stable experience with the cooperative capabilities made available. So yeah, there is something being recorded and broadcasted elsewhere. Back to that list. Eye of the Commando. I have done a recorded playthrough of that showing off early access. Well, there was a sizable update, but not to dungeon mode. Instead, Jim Shepard, the creator of Dungeon Mans and the developer of Eye of the Commando, has made a raid mode due to popular demand. He got a lot of requests for it. A procedurally generated arena, an old school Crimson Land or a hero survival type thing, a custom map you might have played in StarCraft or Warcraft 3. or Vampire Survivors, Megabonk, that sort of thing. I have broadcasted that on YouTube. I did my first broadcast of it while he was showing off the game at MagFest, and then a little over a week ago, while an ice storm, or before an ice storm was set to, in theory, engulf me. I did some stress testing of it. I also ran through the campaign again. I don't think I'm going to upload that stuff to YouTube. I'll probably end up highlighting it, but due to Twitch's strict 100-hour cap on highlights and uploads, it's something that could end up getting deleted over the passage of time. Now, I do have Twitch Turbo. I filed that away as a hobby expense. So these VODs will linger for 2 months. So you'll get to have that time with it. You might see some Might and Magic 7 being played on there. More on that in a bit. Let's get back to this page and look at what else I've been playing. Terra Invicta, that game left early access. That's something I've had my eye on since 2022. Eyed it through all of the jank it had. I did not purchase it until full release. I put in a few dozen hours watching other people play the game. Collected my thoughts on it. Then I was like, what the hell? It's a fun trip. Be prepared to do a lot of reading. I have poor eyesight, and I skip the lore text because I have to focus my powers on reading the text that really matters. A campaign could be long, but I actually completed a campaign, my first campaign of it, on normal difficulty in 21 hours. I did play as the easiest faction, which is the Servants, which was an enjoyable story time and really gave me the space to experiment and enact plans and strategies I had watched in videos. Yeah, I started another playthrough, but I nothing more than dabbling around in it. It's a fun experience. Co-LLC, I've actually put more time into that than Terra Invicta. I've basically 100%ed the game. There's one achievement I'm missing, which is lose when you have too much coal in your pockets that would make you not lose, but fail to deliver it in time. I've never had that problem. I've always been able to keep focused on that. You've probably heard of coal LLC. You have a timer. You accumulate coal and other minerals to get money to spend on upgrading your tools to mine more coal. There's plenty of videos out there on the internet. I don't think I can add anything riveting to that. Baldur's Gate 3, I'm going through that with my friend Lethal Feline. That's not being recorded or broadcasted. I've considered it before, but it is a lengthy time, adventure, and investment. And I wouldn't want to broadcast that game because I'm a mono-monitored individual, and I'd want to play that game full screen. So it'd only be locally recording. And yeah, huge time investment. Excellent game, though. I got a lot of praise for it. Stonks, the PC 98 stock trading simulator, but also has 1,700 mini games. It's been fun. Jem Shepard actually ended up gifting me the game. I could see myself playing more of that. I could see doing a playthrough of that for the channel. Although we're in a fallow period for recorded things right now, I feel. And War Tales, I'm playing through with a friend. It's a I don't think I would record anything about that. The game gives me mostly positive feelings, but I have some gripes and axes to grind involving it. Rahal of Haldemir and Rahal, if I could dust that channel off, does have a playthrough of War Tales that he did with another person who is in our Mech Warrior 5 Mercenaries Lance. There it is. And so you can explore that. I watched them play some of that when that playthrough occurred. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've actually been playing video games. It's just much of that hasn't been translating into stuff that I've been recording or broadcasting. Amusingly enough, though, just in recent times, I have picked back up Might and Magic 7 for Blood and Honor. It was a spontaneous decision. There was another video game I was looking at purchasing and playing on my own a Toho dungeon crawler that was just released that I had my eye on, a sequel to some other Toho dungeon crawler that I've played and actually streamed before on the channel, on Twitch. I didn't feel that was worthy of getting preserved on YouTube, and those highlights are gone, thanks to Twitch clearing house last year. I like that game, and I was like, yeah, I'll try this sequel, and maybe I'll stream that, depending on how I feel about it. But there's a lot of performance issues, apparently, which made me skittish. I'm like, particularly if I want to broadcast it too. I was like, I'm still in the mood for like a dungeon crawly type thing. What about my favorite Might and Magic? So got a fresh install of that and ripped through a 12-hour broadcast and then, well, a damn near 10-hour broadcast. It's a 4-monk party, elven monks, and we're still knee deep in it. I've not been rushing through to go through things. If this is stuff I definitely see getting transferred over to the YouTube channel, I imagine I will be completing that playthrough. So you can wait for that, I suppose, if you don't like watching on Twitch for one reason or the other. But it could take me some time. So, yeah. And maybe I'll end up changing my mind or something will happen to me and it won't get transferred over. There you go. The only other thing I could think of is that before a System Shock 2 session, I played like a Cats and Cups game, which is meant to be like a cozy barista simulator. I don't have strong feelings about it. I did highlight it. It's a short, 3.5 hour thing if you want to see that being played on its hardest difficulty. I don't recommend it, but it was a time. Yeah, that's what's been happening local and live. And next month, I don't have any promises for you. Mech Warrior 5 Mercenaries with my friends will happen, and I'll get uploaded to Haldemir and Rahl's YouTube channel. I imagine I will broadcast more Might and Magic 7 to at least finish off this Quad Elf Monk run, which definitely has some more action to go in it. I couldn't begin to say what else would be involved, though. I'm not in a strong mood to do local recordings right now. Just ebbs and flows. Just energy has faded from me on that front. And if I'm wanting to play video games and share them with others, it's more live. That said, the 16-year anniversary of the YouTube channel is coming up on March 5th, and there was enough expressed interest about Liberal Crime Squad. The last time I did Liberal Crime Squad, which was to show off Jonathan S. Fox's reimagining Liberal Crime Squad New Age, I might very well dust that off to celebrate the 16-year anniversary, which would not be in February, but would be in March. Maybe New Age again, or maybe another one of the Forks and Adventures, or maybe Tarn Adams is like 3.09. We'll see. I could see that coming around, though. Yeah, not a whole lot to look forward to. Let's get on with it. So it goes. As for how I'm doing, been better. I won't elaborate, just been better. Been notably better. But I'm well enough to sit at a computer chair for extended periods of time and indulge in escapism by playing video games and go through some hurdles and hoops to share that with others in a live capacity, not so much local. So there is that. Got to engage in all kinds of bureaucracy in my near future, and that's not thrilling. It will be teeth gnashing. I may not prevail, but perhaps I will endure, and that will have to be enough. East Coast of the United States was covered in, well, ice for me, which ended up not being much ice. Had I gotten over 2 inches of ice, as was initially predicted, would have shut down my city. But this weekend, I've actually got some snow action coming. I do live in South Carolina. I'm closer to the coast than not, but I got some snow time coming along. it will have been more snow than I have seen in many, many years, with some real serious wind gusts, too, which is going to be an exciting time. Could bring down power, or at least the internet, thanks to trees falling on power lines. It'll be a fun play day for me at the end of January. Hurrah! I've got 2 foster kittens I've had a hard time getting out of my house, which I've had to keep in my house because of how cold it's been. I won't provide any further details. No, you are not allowed to adopt kittens from me. But I'm getting the impression that one person in this house is getting attached to them, at least one of them. And so there's other complications there. I'm not made of money. This hobby pays for itself thanks to poor life choices made by viewers like you. I'm not like, there's not a river of cash that streams from the heavens. You know, I don't exist in life to generate wealth. Wild. Like hell. The description here, I don't record or broadcast for financial reasons. My passion isn't business related. I'm a cardboard box major. Hell, I side majored in professional begging. you know. So yeah, that's it's not enough for me to have an old dog, an old bird that's older than a number of my viewers. That bird's over 30 decades old. And a cat who was a stray several years ago. No, now it's 2 foster kittens. We've had trouble getting out of here due to some drama complications with animal sheltering. And now one person may be getting attached. That's life, right? I won't prevail, but I'll endure, maybe? Yeah. What else is there to cover? If you're looking for, like, story beat updates, there's a Discord hyperlink you can click on here. Or you can punch discord.gg/Grimith into your address bar. I have a vanity link. I used to be a Discord partner. That will launch you to a Discord server that isn't like a hyper upbeat community place. Because, as you may be aware, I'm not a upbeat community building kind of guy and don't foster warm and loving relationships with you all where I pour my passion and interest into elevating and enriching every single one of you and just building collaboration and cooperation. I'm not like even like bullshitting with that. I'm not like trying to like sneer at that. It's just like that's an honest assessment of what the hell happens and let's get on with it live. I play video games and disparage people. There's less disparagement these days, but it still does happen. The video games do still happen too. Ish. At times. Sporadically. Fickle Grimith at work. But you will get updates on when I broadcast. So if you like those, and you don't like the Twitch follow system, you could have those. And maybe some other news beat bits like snow coming to the Carolinas. Hooray. This was a lengthy update, and I've got some action to get to because there's even more stuff to say. Let's go to Corporate Grimith's favorite happy fun time zone of giving viewer shout outs for fools giving him money. But before I even get to that, Patreon has informed me that Apple has reimposed its subscription billing mandate. It was this initial mandate which caused me to open up Coffee as an alternate way of, monthly subscribing to give me money because some folks like to do that. For whatever godforsaken reason, you can also have like monthly subscription things through PayPal too. I believe I do not have interest in the subscription building model at all. This update has already gone on long enough. You can research this on your own. Apple, iOS, like fees and so on and so forth. Could be hazardous to you as a user, as a member of things. But yeah, that's in the woodwork. It's coming. Hooray. It's part of the options that, here, I click on this, see membership options. These are still highlighted. even though it has been many, many months since I've changed the text in them. We have an update video insult category, where for at least $10 a month, I attempt to read your name and insult you for your actions, or so I pretend. In truth, it is actually a shout out. Enjoy. If you go above and beyond for the overpriced $15 tier, I do write and send postcards. They're not like super personalized. I've had some funny ones, I've had some colorful ones and pretty ones. I've had some that have triggered trauma in viewers. How it goes. I do mail them locally in the United States and internationally. You get a global stamp anywhere that which accepts mail from the United States. Though it can take a few weeks, and I do have to scrutinize how an address is written in your language, whether you live in, you know, a nation that doesn't do a whole lot of crazy things with the addresses compared to how the United States works, or whether you do a lot of crazier things with the address that require me to study and scrutinize. How do I write an address in this language so that it arrives there and gets to where it needs to go? Because I can't just rely on how I might do it, because then it might get delayed or not even get there at all. There's been one international member of Kitchi Trinket Postcard who's had a difficult time getting postcards. Everyone else over the years, regardless of where they've been across the various continents and countries of the world, haven't had much in the way of issues. Yeah, anyway, let me read out some names. I have 2 months worth of names to read. Let's do that. Corporate Grimith Action Wonder Time. Awesome. Let's go to month 1. Scroll to the top of my list. We have Applejack, Vic is a Bad Shot, Tiny Shopkeeper, Pork and Beans, Necrolotu, Chris Van Beers, Abhorson, Putero, Shaman, Nexus Nemesis, Zier, Alexi Zalo, Crazy MLC, RM Lightning, Brandon Schneider, Trash Panda 420, and Unsatisfying Meta Progression. That's my dear friend Dan Taku, who used to broadcast on Beam.pro before it got renamed to Mixer.com, before Microsoft yeeted that back in 2020 into Facebook's lap, Facebook Gaming. Dan has long since gotten out of the whole broadcasting thing. But he still continues to give me money and buy me things like Absalom, and we play video games together. It's really the most powerful and poignant connection I have taken away from my time at Beam, which started in December 2016. So closing in on a decade ago of that. You and I have been hanging out for 9 years at this point. Danny. All right. Unsatisfying metagresssion. Yeah. Absalom. Augusto de Oliveira. Eric Adams. Eroding Sun. Azure Rain. Halloween 1980. Viridus Wolf. The King of Worms. Jim Shepard. That's right. Jim, I send Jim postcards now. Yeah. He buys me stonks. Video game. Squid Asylum and Neveza. Then, for another month, we have Applejack, Vic is a Bad Shot, Tiny Shopkeeper, Pork and Beans, Necrolotu, Abhorson, Putero, Shaman, Nexus Nemesis, Zier, Alexi Zalo, Crazy MLC, RM Lightning, Brandon Schneider, Trash Panda 420, and Unsatisfying Meta Progression. This, by the way, is your friendly reminder that you can change your Patreon name that I end up reading out. Augusto de Oliveira, Eric Adams, Eroding Sun, Azure Rain, Halloween 1980, Viridus Wolf, The King of Worms, Jim Shepard, Squid Asylum, and Neveza. Thank you all so much for pouring so much money down the fucking self-flagellation pit that is Let's Get On With It. This hobby has been able to pay for itself, been able to sustain the various computer and component pieces, well, before current prices. If you're out of the loop on what's been happening with some computer components that could end up having to be replaced depending on events in life. Well, hope you don't need to replace or purchase a computer thing. I gotta tell you, if I needed to do any more replacing after replacing the motherboard and RAM in this last August, and this hobby would stop being self-sustaining with the prices we're looking at. Woo! That is spicy. I'd have to go back to screenshot playthroughs. I did one of those, my first one, Liberal Crime Squad, but I've also done after-action reports on other forums. Civ Fanatics forum comes to mind, telling stories with, like, Civ 4. Not, like, overly elaborate stories, just sharing experiences. Ah, man. Gosh. Nearly 16 years, huh? Good times and bad times. A lot of times have flown. But thank you all. On the Patreon side, we have the coffee side. If Patreon doesn't appeal to you for whatever particular reason, you can go to Coffee. Coffee.com/Grimith. Percentages that I get vary depending on the service. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. It's whatever you're most comfortable with throwing money at me if you choose to throw your money into the money pit that is Let's Go With It Live and receive, I mean, whatever it is you receive in return. I don't think you get anything of value, but people have been trying to cudgel me with money since 2011. It's, cardboard box major here long ago gave up the notion of telling people to fuck off with their money. Like, if you, like, I've made dumb decisions with my money in life. If you want to make poor life choices, fuck it. Fine. Here you go, champ. Yeah. We got some coffee for you to read out. We got Dark Blue One, Tangled String, Kyrie and Nancy, Mega Flame 999, I Beat, Summer Beam, Green Doom Guy, and Kalen Tigris. We got Dark Blue One, Tangled String, Kyrie and Nancy, Mega Flame 999, I Beat, Summer Bee, Green Doom Guy, and Kalen Tigris. Thank you all, you fools. I deeply appreciate it. Not a lot of folks can say that their hobby is financially self-sustaining and even have money overflow for things like foster kittens or ice cream and pizza. My incredible charisma and disparagement of others, which doesn't actually lean into financial domination, because we talked about that in one update video and that did not fly. And I'm A-okay with that. That is not a service I am looking to offer at any moment presently. I don't think the forces of fickle and corporate Grimith can unify to make that be a reality. Thank you all, though. Gosh. All right. This is what I'm talking about here. This is old school Grimith. Look at the length of this fucking video. Good heavens. Like, recent update videos have been banged out, and we've done a fantastic job. Like, oh, gosh, not even 12 minutes on that one. Damn, man. Great work. Like, not even 10 minutes on the October 25 update video. What the hell happened? Me. That's what happened. Time crime. But thankfully, no riding the lightning. Just snow. Oh. Storm kind of slowed and twisted, so it's not on me in the super early morning. I can't look out my window right now and see it, but the ground is definitely icy. It is prepared to be impregnated. I know I cut off the ground prepared to be impregnated by snow sentence. There you go. You could have that one. I gotta pull out a snow jacket. I might even pull out my winter gloves that I haven't worn for a decade. Oh, no. It's like I'm a kid. You don't get any videos of me playing around the snow. Fuck you. Find your own snow to play around with. Take care, everyone. And maybe we'll get on with it together in the future. That's not a come on. unless it's a fantasy you want to live in your head. Farewell.